Check.
Good evening and welcome to the West Orange Board of Education Public Board meeting on Monday, October 28th, 2024. I would like to thank all of you here in person and those watching from home for joining us tonight. Ms. Flowers, please take the roll call.
Good evening, everyone. Roll call, please. Dr. Bryant,
Here.
Mr. Ifker,
Here.
Mr. Stevenson,
Here.
Vice President Vera,
Here.
President Rock.
Here.
Thank you. Notice of meeting. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests are discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, a written notice was sent from the Office of the Secretary of the Board on January 8th, 2024. That said notice was sent by regular mail to the West Orange Township Clerk and the editors of the West Orange Chronicle and by email to the Star Ledger. That said notice was posted in the lobby of the Administration Building of the Board of Education and posted on the district website. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and may be broadcasted on local TV and the district's website at a future date. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag, the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Flowers. In consideration of the closed and public meeting of September 16th, 2024, do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Ivker. Any comments? Hearing none. Ms. Flowers, please take the roll call.
Dr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Ifker?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Vice President Vera?
Yes.
President Rock?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next, good evening to our student liaisons, Nina Davis and Abigail Rothstein. Please share your student liaison report with us at this time.
Hello, everyone. Tonight we have a special report on how Student Council, Nina and I, have been working to come up with new ideas to help our student body overcome different challenges and build school spirit. On October 2nd, we took a trip to James Caldwell High School, where we joined about 10 to 15 other school councils in order to exchange ideas. The meeting consisted of one person from each school being assigned to a group that went off and answered a list of questions explaining their job, ideas, and actions. The conference was an incredible experience that influenced many ideas and only further enforced our pride for West Orange High School. This is our first year being asked to join the student councils, and we are very grateful for the opportunities future student council members and liaisons will have. We also had our annual Broadway night on two Tuesdays ago. For those who may not know, Broadway Night is a concert that the Glee Choir hosts every year. The money raised goes straight to Broadway Cares, which is a program that donates to care for people with AIDS. This year, we raised over $1,200. For Broadway Night this year, we had both solo and group performances, alongside a performance by our very own Mr. Hellier and Cookie. All of our performers were amazing, and we are so incredibly lucky to have such talented and dedicated students. One last report from me is that the volleyball team has their Dig Pink game tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. and we all hope you will make it.
In addition, the cast of Clue, our fall play, have been working tirelessly to get ready for their show in the West Orange High School Auditorium on November 15th and 16th. We hope that we will see you come support these aspiring actors and actresses when the time comes. On October 8th, the West Orange High School Student Council, along with the Liberty Middle School Student Council, traveled to the College of New Jersey to participate in the National Student Leader Conference. There, we were able to listen to a keynote speaker, and we were joined by over 300 other students across the state. Within the keynote speeches, we were able to discuss about the type of leader we wanted to be, pulling up people who were struggling, learning to work in teams, and learning how to read body language. This was also the first time the student liaisons were invited to the conference, and we were very grateful for the opportunity to learn how to better ourselves as student leaders. Last week was our first Spirit Week of the year, which included themes such as Blue and White Day, I'm Your Biggest Fan Day, Twin Day, and Pink Out, to celebrate our homecoming game, which took place last Friday against Bloomfield, which we won 41-12, making them back-to-back division conference champions and heading to the playoffs for yet another year. This is all we have for tonight's meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you both for that report. Next, Mr. Moore, it is time for your superintendent's report.
It's all right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start tonight by acknowledging the district has suffered the loss of 2 staff members recently. It is with a heavy heart that I inform you that the death of our colleague, Patricia Hack, who passed away recently, fondly known as Tisha. Tisha's role in the district was that of an ELA interventionist. Her passing was sudden, and she'll be missed by many, especially for those who work closely with her throughout the district, namely Gregory and Liberty Middle School. Also, I am sorry to report that recently retired teacher Brian Cohen, has also passed away. Brian was a longtime special education teacher and a coach for our lacrosse and basketball team. He was a friend to many here in West Orange and here in West Orange High School, and he will be missed tremendously. I would like if we take just a moment of silence to acknowledge our two West Orange family members. Let it begin now. Thank you. On another note, tonight we honor some heroes. Tonight, I'm proud to recognize two staff members who deserve the spotlight because of their quick actions and training. One, our phys ed teacher, Franco Casalino. And our other staff member, our conditioning coach, instructional aide, and former instructional aide and security guard, Mr. David Grant. Both found themselves in situations that their training was put to the test. Last week at Redwood Elementary, a student's airway became blocked, and Mr. Casalino performed the Heimlich maneuver. We thank you, Mr. Casalino. At West Orange High School, during lunch, David Grant helped a choking student by performing the Heimlich as well. These are two separate incidents during the same week. But I hope that both of these gentlemen speak to the outstanding dedication of our staff when it comes to the safety of our students in this community. And today, we will take a moment to say how proud I am and this entire school district is to work with such outstanding individuals. Our children remain safe every day because of folks like these fine gentlemen. So as a token of our appreciation, we will present a certificate of appreciation for both Mr. Casalino and Mr. Grant. Mr. Casalino? Take a picture. That was silly. Mr. David Grant, please come forward. Let me just say that. I just want to thank the board and the board members for acknowledging two of our staff members and their above and beyond actions. Please.
Thank you, Superintendent Moore. I just want to say, Mr. Grant, thank you. Mr. Cozzolino, thank you. And I'm saying this, speaking out of turn. Mr. Cozzolino is proud Redwood teacher. He's taught both of my children. So I'm very proud when my kids are in his classroom. Before I was elected to the board in 2021, Mr. Cozzolino and I served on the Pandemic Response Committee at Redwood, and we got to know each other. And again, his dedication to our kids. So I wasn't surprised when I heard that, because Mr. Cozzolino every day steps up for our kids. And I'm just so grateful for my kids and every other kid, particularly the kid who, the student who benefited from your expertise, your know-how, and more importantly, your willingness. And likewise, Mr. Grant, thank you for your willingness to step in for the benefit of our students.
Since Mr. Stevenson was talking about that, just take an opportunity to jump in real quick. Last week, we were down at the New Jersey School Boards Association workshop. There's some other comments about it that I'll save for later. But one of the keynote speakers was John Quinonez of What Would You Do? So I think it's fitting that while we were down there listening to him talk about this show and the situations that he would put people in to see what they would do, back in our district, the two of you were in a situation where you could have chosen not to do anything, or taken a step back and waited for someone else to jump in and take the lead, but you both took the lead, and so now we know what you would do. And I thank you both for what you did.
Okay. To conclude my report, at this time, I present the HIB bullying report. Since our last board meeting, there has been one investigation. I have received the summary, and it is determined the incident does meet the criteria, and I concur with the findings presented by our anti-bullying specialist. And thank you, President Rock, as that concludes my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Moore. Are there any board or committee reports? No. All right, moving right along. So as I mentioned a moment ago, we were down at the New Jersey School Boards Association workshop last week. It's an opportunity for school board members and district administration to go down and learn all kinds of things down from the New Jersey School Boards Association, as well as NJASA and NJASBO. Two things in particular I just want to report back to the board members because they're in the community of particular interest to us. One was, I forget which day it was, but Kevin Damer, who's the acting commissioner of education for New Jersey, was giving a speech to the big session of people and just going on for about an hour about all the different things that are going on in education, all the different priorities that the District of Education or the Department of Education has for the year and what they've been doing. And at one point, he got to the topic of universal pre-K. And as he talked about how the state has been supporting districts in rolling out pre-K, he singled out West Orange as an example. He started by talking about our parents, our engaged parents, the Council of PTAs who pushed that or pushed for that, and the board who took it up and said that we are committed to it. And then he acknowledged the district staff. They worked very hard on our application, said it was the application that had received the highest score ever in the state in terms of an implementation plan. And then in that year, this was now 2 years ago, they awarded us $2 million to start the pre-K program. This year, I believe we're up to $7 million in the budget coming from pre-K aid. And over the next 2 years, we'll continue to grow that program until we get to the point where every child in West Orange will have access to free and universal pre-K. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. So it was exciting that he singled out West Orange as a beacon of that the rest of the state can follow. The other thing, we've talked a lot about state funding. It's an issue of particular concern to us as we go into budget season. One of the other sessions that I attended was the legislative panel, and there were several, 2 state senators, 2 state assembly people on the panel. One of them was Senator Gopal. He's the chair of the Senate Education Committee, and he was talking about a bill that he is drafting. It's not public yet, not released yet, but he said he's in the process of meeting with other people in the legislature, other interested groups about how they can make some adjustments to that funding formula. It sounded like he was hopeful that something could be done by the end of this calendar year, which meant that something might change before the next budget cycle begins in February. I've reached out to his office to ask if he has a copy of that bill he can share with me, or when it's ready to be shared, if I can comment on it. And once I see it, I will share it with the rest of the board members so that we can also talk about how that might impact us. But it's good to hear that at the state level, someone is moving that ball forward. Sometimes Trenton moves slowly, but it sounds like something will happen sooner than later, which is good because not just West Orange, but a lot of districts need to rely on state funding to be able to be solvent moving forward. So with that, we will move on to,
Thank you, President Rock. So I just want to suffix what President Rock said, particularly around universal pre-K. And I want to commend Superintendent Moore and his staff for their leadership on that issue. And I raised this and reiterate it again because when the push for universal pre-K began in West Orange, there was different district leadership. And through those transitions and through the transitions of the board, it was stewarded through those transitions and was maintained, promoted, and then when Mr. Moore was appointed first assistant superintendent and then superintendent, he ensured that it was brought across the line. And that's no small feat, given the transitions in leadership, given the transitions in the board, and that commitment to universal pre-K in West Orange, which could have been tabled, shelved, eliminated through that whole process. I think it's very important to really acknowledge that. And so to hear from President Rock that the acting Commissioner of Education acknowledged the efforts in West Orange is no small thing. It's really a big thing because it speaks to the convergence of the community coming together to express that request, demand, leadership willing to put in the work to get it done, and a board throughout the transitions being consistent and sustaining and ensuring that it came to fruition. So I just thank you, President Rock, for that acknowledgement. I was not there, but it's good to hear whenever West Orange makes the airwaves, what we really can accomplish when minds are together for the progress of our children. So thank you.
all right, next we will have questions from the public on agenda items only. Any community member who would like to make comments or ask questions, please come to the podium at this time. Please state your name and home address for the record, then begin your comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any members of the public here in the audience tonight who wish to make a public comment? All right, seeing none, we will move on to our resolutions. May I have a motion to approve the personnel items A1 through A6?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Do I hear a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Ifker. I want to congratulate the following retirees, and there is a lengthy list today. Jenny Garcia Rezick, a special ed teacher at St. Cloud for her 33 years of service. Kathleen Laszlo, a fourth grade teacher at Redwood Elementary for her 25 years of service. Rosemary Tan, a school nurse at Liberty Middle School for her 19 years of service. Ann Ali Ahmed, an administrative assistant at our West Orange Early Learning Center for her 9 years of service. Janice Lewis, a floating nurse with the district for her 13 years of service. Michelle Pascal, a lunch aide at Redwood Elementary for her 35 years of service. And finally, Alice Wigler, a paraprofessional at Kelly Elementary for her 10 years of service. Thank you for your service to the West Orange students and our school community. Best wishes to you all on behalf of the Board of Education, and welcome to the club where every day is Saturday. Is there any discussion about personnel? All right, hearing none, Ms. Flowers, would you please take the roll call?
Dr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Ifker?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Say yes. No.
Voting on personnel?
Yes.
Oh, did you want to make a comment?
I'll defer to the chair.
You can't.
All
Uh,
things in due time.
Vice President Vera?
Yes.
President Rock?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, motion carries. This time I want to just acknowledge and congratulate Almani Viney, who's coming to us as a dean of students high school. It's good to have a fellow runner in our ranks. The rest of the board up here doesn't seem to share our interest in that passion. We'll get there.
Just want to welcome you, Lamani, to the West Orange family. And we're happy to have you. I know you've had many years' experience, and I know you worked in another district. We're better. Lamani, I know this is on TV. I take it back. But yeah, I'm happy you're here, and I hope you feel the same way I do about being here. Once I started, I never left. It is a truly a terrific place. You will meet individuals that are willing to help you. I know that you'll be led by a principal we are so proud of in Oscar Guerrero, and you will work with some fine colleagues. I also think you'll make quite the impression on our students, and what I've already known of you personally, I'm sure that will extend into your interactions with our students, all students. So thank you for choosing to come on board here. We are happy that you're here, and we're also happy that you're a resident here as well. We appreciate that, and we know that you want more than just what's good for one kid, but for the community. So we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us.
You want to add anything, Mr. Stevenson? Okay, thank you. All right, next, may I have a motion to approve the curriculum and instruction items B1 through B4?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ifker. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Flowers, please take the roll call.
Dr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Ifker?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Mr. Stevenson.
Yes.
Vice President Vera?
Yes.
President Rock?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, and next up, can I have a motion to approve the finance items, C, special services item A 1 through 3, and business office items B 1 through 24?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ifker. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Flowers, please take the roll call.
Dr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Ifker?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Vice President Vera?
Yes.
President Rock?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just want to acknowledge on that last item, we did have a donation from the Stop for Nikhil Foundation to Edison Middle School because their middle school team raised the most money for the Stop for Nikhil walk that occurred. This was about a month ago here at West Orange High School. So good job to Edison Middle School. And thank you to the Badlani family and the Stop for Nikhil Foundation for that. And lastly, may I have a motion to approve reports item D1?
Motion.
Thank you, Dr. Bryant. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ifker. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Flowers, please take the roll call.
Dr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Ifker?
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson?
Yes.
Vice President Vera?
Yes.
President Rock?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much to my board colleagues for that work. Next up, we have petitions and hearings of citizens for any agenda or non-agenda item that you wish to discuss. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Please approach the podium at this time. State your name and address for the record. All right. Seeing none, we will wrap up. Thank you very much. Our next board meeting will be held at 6:30 p.m. on November 11th, 2024. This meeting will be held in the West Orange High School Library Media Center. We will not be going into executive session after the close of this meeting. There will be no further business discussed and no additional action will be taken. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Ms. Vera. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Our meeting is now adjourned. We wish you a good night.